we have been hearing a lot of discussion about some of the Zawar who have become victims of abuse in such ziyarat trips, unfortunately. Shaitan doesn't go to the casino. He doesn't have to worry about the places like that. He targets the places which are, religious-minded people there. And, after talking to some of the officials and leaders all the way in Dar es Salaam, Dubai, London, and North America also, I'd like to actually end this khutbah with some words of advice for the young zaireen and those who are vulnerable individuals. But I would like to make it very clear that we cannot make any judgment about any individual or any group because we are not in that position of having a kind of a court in front of us. But it's important when you hear again and again and again, it means there is some issues. There are some issues that which cannot be ignored. And therefore, it's important to remind ourselves, as the Zawar groups and the Zawar who are going, especially the young ones, about some of the practical points to keep in mind. Number one, to the parents, I would strongly say don't send your young children alone in a group. Even it means that you cannot afford it now, as a family, go later on. Take them with yourselves. And when you are with them, always be vigilant and aware of the presence of your children where they are. Number two, there is no problem in having a meaningful conversation with others, whether the person is trying to guide you on a religious matter or there is an issue of the organization of how we are going to go to the next step in this journey. Those communication and meaningful conversation are okay, but do not accept to go alone in a person's room, whoever that other person be, whether from a religious background, spiritual background, or the community background, or organizer, or whatever. We are not judging anyone. We're just talking about vigilance and protection for ourselves and our children. If you need to have the conversation, even one-to-one with an individual, you're seeking advice on a religious matter or a family issue, don't go to the room. Have the conversation in a public area. Sit in a corner in the lobby where people are going and coming, or going to the restaurant area, but not in the room. The Sharia, guidelines on these issues are very clear. We have to keep in mind. Sometimes we see very simple rulings that we have and we say, oh, these are all outdated. But we do not realize that the Sharia and Islamic teachings deals with human nature and human condition, which doesn't change. Whether you lived 1400 years ago or you live in the first world in the 21st century. Look at this whole issue of the Me Too movement. We talked about it quite a lot during those days. What was the whole problem? This issue of, man and a woman, not related to one another, sometimes a person in the position of authority, abusing the other. Whether it is, the Hollywood situation, or you look at the White House, or even the church, or even I would say madrasa. Doesn't matter. Because we are human beings. And we have to be vigilant about these issues.